spray graffiti again when you are made to go and try to get it off. You will never vandalize a property again. And you will be forced to do it until you get it perfect. And you will not earn 1 penny from it. Nothing. If you are someone who wields a knife and stabs people, or government officials who are declaring war on mothers and children, I would send you into hospitals and let you be there. I don't care how many times you are sick and vomit and all that. Clear up the mess. Tend to the people you have injured. I know you know the thing. You can't put the victim and the perpetrator of the crime together, but you can work it out so that they have to experience some of the horror. Put them to work in a mortuary. If you drive like a lunatic, make you have to deal with the results of road accidents. You have to clear them up. You have to learn to cut the bodies out. You have to learn to pick up the parts. And you declare war? Oh yes. Your president, I don't care who you are. I will make you deal with the depleted uranium children and the parents and all that. Head on, first on. Shock tactics are needed to wake us up. Our supposed role models, soccer stars, have shown us violence on the football pitch. And you look at it. They can't kick the ball, they kick the man. If you're playing cricket, like basketball, you can't, not basketball, baseball sort of. You're throwing the ball at the bat anyway. If you can't hit the thing, you hit the man instead. You see, the progression moves from knives and handguns to military hardware. So you've got knives, handguns, then you get automatic rifles, then you get AK-47s, then tanks, then planes, then rockets, and so on we go. And we have no discipline. Give me my own way. At all costs, I must have it. And they're all used to do the same thing, just as the item of violence in London I mentioned. It's all designed to kill. And as we say continuously, we are now reaping what we have sown big time. Job 4:8, even as I have seen, they that plough iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Job 34:21, for his eyes are upon the ways of man, and he seeth all his goings. Psalm 66:7, he ruleth by his power forever. His eyes behold the nations. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves. And that is exactly what is happening. The rebellious are untouchable. Our leaders are untouchable. They think. As I say, they never factor in there is a God in heaven. If only their parents had disciplined them when they were children, and if only their parents had been disciplined, and so on and so on, the world wouldn't be in the state it is today. It's impossible. If the eternal God says one thing, which in effect makes it a law, we say we know a better way. We are being politically correct. But we will learn there is no better way. The eternal God made us. He knows how it works. We need to just pay attention. He says obey, we obey. He says discipline your children, we better discipline our children. You know, violence in the home and at street level is a worldwide epidemic. You know, knives and guns are just the order of the day. You know, even the tropical paradises, we're seeing it now. People going on holiday. We just had recently a couple go on holiday in Antigua. 2 young doctors, I think they were. One certainly was a doctor. And they were killed on their honeymoon. There's no safe haven. Even in these places, people are telling you, we don't go to the beach anymore. We are too afraid. Psychologists, psychiatrists, and counselors abound. But the quality of life continues to rapidly descend into chaos. And fear is everywhere. To solve any problem, you need to know the cause. You know, the psychiatrist, you go and do a little work, you will see the honest psychiatrist will tell you that they have never cured a single person. And that drugs cannot deal with a non-existent problem. That's what the psychiatrists are saying. What a good business to be in, isn't it? You don't have to have any success, and you can rake in the money. How dishonest. The reality is that if you have brought a child into the world, the child is your responsibility, period. And it is your child for eternity. I don't care who you hand it out to. I don't care whether the state takes it or doesn't take it. That's an irreversible process. The child is yours. So we are responsible for the destruction of the life of a child. If we don't discipline the child, and the child goes haywire, we are responsible. We can't blame the child. We can't blame the system. If you're not going to accept the responsibility of bringing up your children in the right and proper manner, you shouldn't have children in the first place. You know, in most countries, the state is now forcing its will on its people to take your children, in the case of Britain, from 3 years old into education. And you know what? Starting at 3 up to 18 or 21, they learn little that benefits them in the real world of what God requires. Very, very little. But they want your children from 3 years old in order to destroy any values that you have instilled in your children. That's why some people are trying homeschooling. You know, you've brought up your children well, you taught them to count and to read at the tiny little age. And they go to school and within days you don't know the little child has come back. You know, just like our bodies are not our own to do what we like with, neither are our children ours to do what we like with. The eternal God refers to our children as His children. That sets us a big problem, because we are going to have to answer as to how we treated His children. We need to consider this when we're using abortion as a means of contraception, because God is going to ask you, why did you kill my child? He never said your child.